Good day, everybody. Behrus here, worker with Toronto Real Estate Board. I'm recording my reports for the stats of November and my understanding of what's going to happen in the future in the real estate market of Toronto and GTA area. We know that in general in Canada, when we started the rate hike cycle, everybody was considering that's going to put a cold blanket on the market, as you may say, and bring down the prices in general. But at the same time, we know that Toronto GTA area, which is the hub of investments and the hub for employment, we have a different dynamic, and that's why we understand that role of a realtor here is more than helping you with transaction, but also giving you insight of how the market is reacting to the current situation that we have and what our perception is of the future based on our understanding of the stats. So stats are coming very useful if you're looking at them. And for that reason, I'm going to delve into the stats very quickly for you and tell you that in Toronto GTA area, we have price appreciation being decelerated by the interest rate hikes that we have had. So effectively, Bank of Canada's rate hike was very effective in bringing down the interest for home ownership, because the cost of borrowing the money is very high right now, that on average people can are double thinking, and for that reason the rental market is very hot at the moment. And by that, let's delve into the numbers and let's understand how these numbers work into our favor if we are buyers, and work into our favor if we are sellers as well. Now, according to the stats that's been reported and it's been shared in our social media and anywhere else that you can find, we have the lowest number of transactions in the history of November of every year by 49% less than last year, which is, you have to understand that the problem with that stat is that we have a baseline effect problem, that last year's November was starting to be very hot, and it got even hotter than that. So in near future month, you have to expect that 49% stays and even getting bigger and bigger when we are getting into the winter time, and lower number of transactions is going to be reported in comparison to the last year. We're going to have very big numbers in the drop of transactions. So aside from that, we are in a historically low November in terms of number of transactions. And that tells you that there's a holdback by buyers, by natural buyers. On average, we are going to have 6,000, close to 7,000 transactions historically when you're looking at the November, but we are getting only closer to 5,000, and that is a holdback. And that is been accumulating over the past few months, and that is very worrying in terms of price appreciation if you are a buyer. So you have to act, you have to be prepared and be on the market in full force to grab the best deals that you can get in the market. At the same time, when you are looking at number of listings over the course of the year to date, or over the course from last November to this November, and comparing that to the November of last year, which is from November 2020 to 2021, you will see that more or less closer to 10,000 less than what we had last year. We had number of listings this year. So in terms of that, we don't have a problem with the supply. So that shows that a greater number of interest still exists in the Toronto GTA area for the buyers. So that's these two, number of transactions and number of listings, when you're looking at these two, you will understand that the prices are going to stabilize in the near future, and it's not going to drop that significantly. However, breaking that down into cities and towns inside the GTA, you know the resilience of Toronto is very much dependent on the composition of the housing that we have, meaning that we are composed of condos, many condos, good amount of semis, rows and towns, and good amount of detached properties, which are keeping the average prices in Toronto more or less at the same level. Not crazy high every year, not crazy low every year, but still is decelerating at the good pace, because what we have had over the past 2 years is almost closing to wiping down, and we are going to have start fresh of closer to numbers of 2019. For that reason, if you're looking at that per se, you understand that the prices should drop down because the affordability is dropping down, and if nobody can buy at the prices that are reported at the end of 2022, in 2023, when the clock goes into 2023, prices should go down because the average income is not supporting that much, and we don't have enough wealthy people to buy in any town and cities in Toronto GTA area. So starting to separating from the cities, starting from separating different products, you understand that the drop in the average sales price of condos is another thing that you have to look for, because next year we're going to have historic number of completions in the condo sector, and that also brings down the prices. So it's bringing down the prices in the threshold of, let's say, closer to 800, is bringing it down to closer to, let's say, 700. On average, it's going to drop $100,000 based on number of transactions. You will see it's going to drop $100,000 in average prices reported. But it doesn't mean that the detached properties in Toronto or biggest cities in the GTA area are going to drop as well. But it's going to mean that if the city is not resilient, is not composed of so many options for buyers, what makes it happen is that it puts prices on those available options. Let's say that in Durham region, which is majority of the housing are detached houses, is going to put the pressure, affordability is going to put the pressure on the prices to go down in that sector as well. So for that reason, we are going to see, if you're in line with that, and I'm a fan of interpreting that market in that way, I'm going to see the prices drop for another 10-15% on average. And as I said, it doesn't mean that in every sector is going to drop, but on average it's going to drop as well. By that, I'm going to conclude this video because it's getting very long, and encourage you to please contact us and do not make purchases like purchases of 2020, 2021, and majority of 2022 without consulting with somebody who understands the numbers. We can help you in different neighborhoods. Our team is growing and our knowledge is also up to date in that sense. And I hope that to receive a call from all of you. By that, I wish you a happy holidays which is ahead of us, and I'm going to see you soon in the future videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye.